Hey everybody, Initer here. Welcome to my healthy mukbang. I have prepared this wonderful feast for me here today. It's simply amazing. It's a treat. Keto sushi. This feast is so amazing because overall here it's less than 1,000 calories. All this huge amount of food, it barely fits on the table. And it's sushi on keto diet with very low carb content. You couldn't believe it, but it works. It's amazing that it works. It tastes like real sushi. I'm so excited to get to this. As usual, first things first, prayer and affirmations ritual. Thank you God for this wonderful day you've set before me, this wonderful food you set before me. Thank you God so much. All this food will be to my benefit. My muscles grow strong in the mighty name of Jesus. In the mighty name of Jesus, I grow strong and prosper in Jesus Christ. I have victory in Christ Jesus. Thank you God for all your glory, for all your gifts, for all grace, for all powers you come. I give you all the praise in Jesus' name. Amen. Right. Let's begin with some wakame. This is very Japanese thing to have. Some seaweed and literally can't fit on the table at all. It's the seaweed, which is quite healthy, quite tasty as well. It's good for your diet, first and foremost. Just 10 grams a week will give you enough iodine for a week. 10 grams of dry one, of course. So this huge amount is a very small amount of dried seaweed which expands when you add water to it. And with some soy sauce, a bit of vinegar, sesame seed oil, sesame seeds. The taste is amazing. Simply amazing. And it's healthy and tasty all at once. Wasn't love. Let's have some ginger. Maybe some unagi sauce here. Why not? See if it works. Never tried unagi sauce like this, I believe. Tasty sauce. Let's see how it works with this here. Nah, it's good and it's salty. Doesn't benefit from any sauce. It's really good as is, or with some nut sauce, of course. Everything is better with some nut sauce because it's so tasty and high on calories. Today I think it's a perfect opportunity to talk about my favorite subject, my favorite book on the subject. The book is called Mindful Eating by Brian Wansink, and it talks about how little we actually control what we eat. It details all this research in the field. And most people, they believe they mostly control what they eat. Like, I like these foods, I like those foods, I prefer this or that. They believe they choose how much they eat, what they eat. They believe they have tastes, like, I prefer this kind of food to this kind of food. I know the difference. They believe they know which food is fresh and spoiled, which food is attractive and not for them. But study shows We control very little about what we eat. All of us, including those who stay on a diet, who pay a lot of attention to their diets, to their food. We control very little. And it's insane how little we control and how easily are we fooled by food. For example, they made an experiment where they invited people to a cinema and gave them free popcorn. The deal was you don't have to pay, you will be provided with popcorn. And some people got bigger, some people got smaller sizes of buckets. Then they collected the buckets after the show, asked some questions, and naturally people were asked questions like, did you notice that some of you were given bigger buckets of popcorn, some of you were given smaller buckets of popcorn? Most people said yes. They were then asked, do you believe this has influenced how much popcorn you personally consumed? People said en masse, no, of course not, I consumed however much I wanted to. People believed they chose how much to eat. The reality was, of course, not. When the researchers calculated the amounts of popcorn remaining in the containers, most people didn't eat all the popcorn they had, so most people still had some popcorn on the bottom, and so naturally those who had bigger buckets ate more. But people were also asked, how did they like it? Most were like, it's okay. But truth is, this popcorn was stale. It was there for 3 days, so it was cooked 3 days ago. It wasn't spoiled or rotten, but it was very stale. It was not delicious and tasty. Almost not noticed anything wrong about the popcorn. So people just mindlessly consumed it and thought it was fine, regardless of them believing that they choose how much they consume, they know what popcorn should taste like, they know their preference, but turns out they don't, because they consumed stale popcorn, didn't notice it, and they ate however much was suggested by the size of the package. I have my favorite miso soup right here from the Japanese cuisine. Let's taste how it turned out. Oops. Apparently, with miso soup, you actually eat this with the sushi. So it's not like a dish, but it's like a side dish that you eat together with sushi. So let's try that. A moment. This must be cleaned. Right, so let's put some wasabi into the soy sauce because I love to have some wasabi in my soy sauce. Really, it makes it way more delicious when you put stuff in the soy sauce and it has wasabi in it. Let's also add some more soy sauce here. A bit more. Yeah, kind of like so. So let's enjoy this sushi. And then again, they had people blindfolded taste some ice cream in the dark restaurant, and they served them different flavors of ice cream, and they told them it was chocolate, and so people couldn't taste the kind of chocolate it is. But truth is, it was strawberry, and almost nobody noticed it was a lie, because people were primed to expect chocolate ice cream, and so when they tasted it, having no hint on what it would actually be, because they had their eyes blindfolded, they just accepted the fact, yes, it will be chocolate. And this, oh my god. This is the prime example. I know it's not rice. It's actually cauliflower and cream cheese here that creates this substance which you use instead of rice in this keto sushi. So I know I'm not having rice here. I know I should taste cream cheese and cauliflower in there, and naturally it doesn't taste like rice and sugar and vinegar, which is sushi rice and sushidza. But my mind is tricked. I see all this entourage, these gyota boards, the ginger, the wasabi, soy sauce, miso soup, all these nigiri, maki, grilled maki, and my body expects to find rice there. And when I taste, and taste buds report to the brain that they taste cauliflower and cheese, the brain is like, it's mistaken, it's rice. So I taste rice. Holy crap. Really, I do taste rice there. Like real sushi, even though it's not, and I know it. So they also talk about the story about a cook, like in the book again, the story in this general direction of us not really deciding what we eat and easily getting food by the food. It's insane. So on a warship, which is like far in the sea, so there is no way to get any shipments quickly, the cook forgot to order one of the jellies, and so there's only one jelly to serve, the lemon one. And so the sailors complain that there is no variety in the dessert, like they expect to have some variety there, like a choice of strawberry, lemon, whatever, but there's like only one flavor available. So the cook, what does he do? Well, he finds out a color, and he colors the yellow into red, and just doesn't say anything, just serve it at the next meal, and people say, oh, finally there is some strawberry taste. Finally you found it. Where did you find it? It's good. So people got fooled by the color. It's like a recorded fact. The book details like the exact ship and whatever where it was. It's like a fact that it works this way. People get fooled by color, by whatever. When we are primed, we just fool ourselves. It's how this works. It's how I'm eating keto sushi and believe it's sushi, and it is sushi to me. Holy crap. It's like an illusion. Perfect illusion. It's amazing. It's amazing that it works, but it works. And if we are primed properly, everything changes. Like, for example, tamago nigiri, so freaking good. Literally, so freaking good. So we are literally like primed, and we just expect it. For example, they in the experiment gave people a taste of a certain dessert, like a muffin, and asked, how do you like it and how much would you pay for this, and gave several options. So some people were given this dessert on a paper towel and some on a luxury plate. Naturally, those who were given it on a plate ranked it higher and were willing to pay more for it. Naturally, it was the same dessert, as you might have guessed. Dessert was the same. The difference was in the presentation and the plate. And, sorry. a bit spicy here. And it worked. It changed people's perception. Just a plate. You might have noticed some restaurants, they have these weird naming for the dishes. Like it doesn't say just like, you know, a steak of chicken fried with some potatoes or whatever. But young, delicious chicken, deep, whatever, fried with blah blah blah. Basically what I'm saying is, it has all this deliciousness, tastiness, all these details added to it. Like it's not just salmon, but Norwegian salmon or freshly caught salmon or free-range salmon. It's not just a beef steak, but it's a beef steak fresh off the grill, whatever. So they have all these additional adjectives and descriptions to the dish. And again, it works. People were given a free meal at a restaurant where they had to rate the meal, and some were given a menu where it had these simple names, and some were given a menu where they had these complex and prettified names for the same dishes. It's simply too good to be true, but it's true. It's sushi on the keto diet. And people were asked like, how did they like the food and how much do they think would be worth paying here? And again, those who had the menu with prettified names gave higher ratings, and they wanted to pay more for it than people who didn't, who got a simple menu with simple names. It might sound silly, it might seem silly, it works. We get primed by stuff, we get fooled by colors, by looks. We just don't control what we eat. We get controlled by all these influences outside of us. Don't control actually what we eat, how much we eat, it's insane. In another experiment, they invite people to dine at a restaurant. People could order some dishes, but first a person came out and said that, like, as a compliment from the restaurant, they would receive a free glass of wine. And so some tables were served a wine from North Dakota and some from, I don't care, like some France place, whatever. Basically, North Dakota is like the place where no vineyards actually exist, and like people rate this wine usually as a bad wine, but the wine from France is obviously a high quality wine, and the bottle was different. It was like more nicely presented when it's like an expensive wine. And naturally, afterwards, people had the wine, they had the food. So what studies showed is, of course, people got the same food. People rated the food better when they had more expensive wine. They rated the more expensive wine better. Some people even could taste some details, like they relate to the table, like I can taste this and that note. It's like from this or that, you know, blend or year of growth of the wine, things like that. And people who liked it less, they ate less, they left more on the plate, they left sooner. People who liked the food stayed more longer. And it all correlated with the wine. People who were given the more expensive wine were primed to enjoy the dish, enjoy the dinner, and they had higher remarks. They even like passed their high remarks to the chef of the venue. But truth was, you might have guessed it, the wine was friggin' same. It was the same wine, just different label. So it was all fake. The wine was the same, the food is the same, but just being primed by the fact you're served expensive wine or cheap wine as a gift changes everything for you, all your perception. You like the food more or less, you eat quicker or slower, you eat more or less. It's insane, you change everything like that. And again, when asked, people say, no, I'm not tricked by this. So most people, if you ask them, do you think this influences you? They say no. But practice says, yes, it does. It's insane, but it does, and it does a lot. Influence you a lot, really. And again, do you control how much we eat? No. They made an experiment where they, like, you know, these American parties. I don't, because I'm not from America, but supposedly you have these parties where you come to a person's place, eat the food, drink, have conversation, sex maybe drunken disorder, whatever. So they had at the entrance these like variety of M&M's candy or whatever. You could just grab a bowl and take whatever you want and carry it with you to eat it as you like have fun at the party. And so at one experiment they had very little variety of the candy, so it was like one or two, I don't remember, basically very little variety of kind of candy you have, so just one or two variety like red and blue. At the other they had like 6 different kinds of candy, and people picked more and ate more when they had more variety, even though again the candy was freaking same in terms of taste. It was just the color. So when you have more variety you eat more. That's why M&M's and Skittles, you know, they taste the same usually. M&M's especially, it's like the same nut in chocolate or just chocolate in glaze, but they color them differently. And that way, you eat more. You just eat more if you have more variety. That's how it works. But then, even outside that, we don't really track how much we eat. They had an experiment where they basically fed you unlimited amounts of soup. This is gorgeous. It's gorgeously wonderful, amazing, delicious. It's super cool. Let's have some soup. So like this, I had people at the table, they had soup at the table, and the soup was connected to a tube under the table, which let the experimenters feed the soup. So when you didn't notice, you had a bit of soup pumped there, so your bowl would stay full all the time. Some people of course noticed they couldn't pick up the bowl, and they noticed there's a fake in there, like a tube under the table. Most people didn't notice, they had a conversation, and so in the end, some people ate 5-6 bowls of soup and didn't notice anything. So just because they had this cue that the bowl is still not quite empty, they would continue eating mindlessly. They wouldn't notice that the soup is not going anywhere and that they had ridiculous amounts already. They would continue carrying their soup. By the time they felt satisfied, they would consume ridiculous amounts of it. Or for example, again, at a game of a Super Bowl, basically a popular sports game, people in a bar are given a free serving of chicken wings. I'm sorry, a moment. So a free serving of chicken wings. so people can eat however much they want of these chicken wings. And the waiters were instructed to basically, when the chicken wings are over the table, bring some more. For some tables, they were instructed to remove the bones as well. So leftover bones from the chicken wings were also carried away. For some tables, they were instructed to ignore the bones and let the bones pile up at the table. And by the end, they of course calculated how much each table ate. And naturally, those who had the bones removed ate more. And those who had the bones left on the table ate less. Because they had evidence of how much they ate. And they looked at it, some of them, and said, okay, maybe I had enough. You know, when you have this huge pile of bones at the table. Or maybe I had enough chicken at this time. But those who had nothing at the table didn't have this queue to go by. So they ate and ate and ate more. And again, people were asked, did you notice that some of you had the bones removed, some didn't? Most people said yes. Did you think this influenced how much you consumed? Most people said no, it didn't. I chose how much I wanted to consume. I'm not like a fool. Who do you think I am? I am in control of my body and I eat however much I please. Naturally, most people were mistaken because they ate depending on whether they had the bones removed from the table or not. It's really amazing how much things like that influence what we eat. We don't really nearly come close to controlling what we eat and how much we eat. We're influenced so much by all these factors. You noticed maybe, or did you notice that in your fast food joints, like McDonald's, KFC, they have this quick, energetic music. So they have this quick, energetic music, and then at these restaurants, fine dining experience, they have this slow, jazz, relaxing music. Wonder why? It's not only because of the style choice. It's because at the fast food, at KFC, at McDonald's, they want you to quickly chug the meal and get the fuck out. So the next one can take your place. They want you to turn around and go. Eat quickly and screw off. While at the restaurants, naturally, they want you to sit and relax, to enjoy the atmosphere and to stay longer. So you get hungry again, so you want some dessert, so you want some more wine, so you spend more money. And so that's how they trick you. So at once, venue, they trick you into quickly eating and going. At the other, they trick you into eating slowly and enjoying your meal simply by the speed and the style of music. And it works. Again, there is no conspiracy here, you see? It's just capitalism. It's just businesses do what makes them earn more money and have more turnaround. Whatever works, they do. So if it works to motivate you to eat more, or if it works to motivate you to eat faster if they need to, or slower if they need to, they do it. How cool is that? Literally the best. So you see, It's like that everywhere. We control so little. We think we control too much. We think we are in control of the food we eat. We are not. That's just a simple fact. We are not. And really, it's insane when you look at all these studies. That's why I promote this book. Really, if you haven't read this book, read the book. It's amazing. Because it's insane how little we control. At the same time, it's insane how easy it is to influence ourselves. Like if you have a habit to eat snacks, like chips, just putting them into a bowl, so you don't have the whole package with you, but to take some chips into a bowl, put the package aside and take the bowl with you. This will make you eat less, because you're less likely to go get more after the bowl is empty. But if you take the whole package, you're more likely to consume the whole package until it's over. Or for example, if you are at the office and if a cookie jar is right next to your table and it's transparent so you can see the cookies, naturally you're gonna consume more cookies, as you might have guessed. But if you have the cookie jar, if you have your cookie jar opaque, so it's not visible what's inside, you will consume less cookies. That's just statistics. If you have a cookie jar far away in a different room, you'll consume even less cookies. If you have your chocolate bar, your chocolate candies, in the front of your drawer, so you can open the drawer and take it out, you consume more. And if it's in the back of your drawer, so you have to roll away at a chair, take a drawer all the way out, reach inside to get it. Small things like that change how much you consume. If the ice cream at the cafe is in this freezer which is open, so you just have to grab it and put it at the cash register to eat it, more people will eat it than if it's behind the glass. You have to open and take it out. So just having this glass will be a barrier. If a person is at the table and he is served certain sweets he can enjoy with the tea, and the sweets are all packaged and wrapped in packages, he would be more reluctant to unwrap it, to have some of it, rather than if they are already unwrapped, then he will be more likely to take some of them. It's everywhere. It's literally everything is affected by this. All our food habits, all our food choices, most of them are affected by something like this. We think we control, but we don't control it. This gives you tremendous power, because you realize how little control you really have. And the first thing is to accept it. Stop thinking you control it. You don't. You eat what you're told to eat, literally. By other people, by companies, by the world, by circumstance, everyone. You literally are told what to eat and you do obey. You eat what you're told to eat. It's ridiculous, but it's true. Accepting it is the first step to actually changing something for the good. What can you change? For example, what you can change is you can influence yourself by creating these outside sources, tailoring them specifically to your goals. For example, instead of, just taking the dessert out of the freezer, the whole cake, and eating it until you're full, take it, put it on a plate, and then carry the plate with you, so you have one piece of cake. Don't remove the plate from the table. When you eat, take all the food you have, like this. I wouldn't remove this if I wouldn't be concerned about how it looks on the stream. But otherwise, if I eat, I try to keep most of the stuff on the table so you can see how much you consumed. I can still see it actually. So you can see how much you consumed, and then you feel full faster because you understand, like, I had all this here, all this here, all this here, all this here. Oh my god, I ate so much. But if I keep removing this, then it looks like you have just started. And like, where's more food? I want some more. It's like so. It's just simply like so. It's ridiculous, but it's so. So, portion of food. If you just reduce your portions by 10%, it's unlikely you will compensate and start to like go for second servings. It's more likely you will start to eat 10% less food. Really? It's ridiculous, but it works. You're more likely to stick to these new amounts of food you have. Keto sushi. It's simply a miracle. Truly it is. Like, at first I thought, like, it's not gonna work. It's like some fake. What do you mean keto sushi? Cauliflower sushi, what? And then I tried it. And it worked. It's amazing. Right, so you start with accepting the fact you don't control it, and then you start to create these outside influences to help you. For example, reduce the portions if you need to lose weight, and just you will eat less eventually, on average. Increase the variety of healthy foods you want to eat more of, decrease the variety of unhealthy foods you want to cut down on. So, don't have 10 options of candy, have 10 options of fruit and vegetables. Have a variety of healthy foods available. In general, have more healthy foods available at your house and less unhealthy foods. So buy a variety of healthy snacks, of healthy treats, of healthy food options. So if you want, you can have many vegetables, many fruit, different kinds of first, second dishes available. And don't have the variety of unhealthy stuff, and this will make you eat naturally more healthy stuff. And let yourself enjoy the variety of healthy food. Don't treat it like you have to get this out of the way to be healthy. Instead, try to experience different ways to eat healthy foods, different ways to eat a salad, to make a salad, different vegetables you can put in different combinations in your salad. So you like fried meat, but steamed meat is healthier. So try several types of spices, spice mixes. Find a way to marinate it to make it tastier. Experiment with assortment. Make these unhealthy foods less attractive and healthy more attractive. Again, even then, not only are we influenced by things like that, we are also influenced by other people. So for example, if you sit in a restaurant near a person who eats quickly, you eat more quickly. If you sit near a person who eats more, you eat more. They invited the people to big, they set at big tables, and some of the people at the table were the experimenters, and some were people who participated in the experiment. And we found out that people were influenced by the cues they took from people who were experimenters, who deliberately ate more or less, slower or faster. And the people who came to the experiment also ate more or less, slower or faster. But then it also depends on social conditioning. Like a female invited to a date would eat less on a date because it's like feminine to be slim and to eat less, and it's not attractive for a woman to gorge on food. So she sees, in general. Same thing, man will eat more because it's muscular and like it's manly to consume large amounts of food, you know. I'm a beast. I have to eat like a beast. So social cues, social situations also influence what we eat and how much. Not us, but these situations. Smaller plate sizes at all-you-can-eat buffet, you know, smaller variety and smaller plate sizes, people eat less. More variety, more plate size, people eat more. So naturally, they won't give you too much options. They will make it so that you are satisfied, of course. You don't like actually dislike what you have paid for. You'll be satisfied, but they won't give you too much variety, so eat less. And also, the plate size will be smaller, so you eat less and more likely to be satisfied rather than go for the next serving. Okay, this is a grilled maki. So it's supposed to be eaten, you know, out of the grill. Naturally, it's not quite out of the grill already. So I'm gonna quickly go and grill it so it's fresh and enjoyable. So the magic of video editing. I'll be back. Right. So now this roll can be thoroughly enjoyed. So let's do just that. This awesomeness of a grilled maki. Holy crap. I love grilled maki so much. Really. They are simply supreme. And this is just so awesome. Holy crap. It's also low calorie because it has low calorie mayonnaise, and this rice is naturally more low in calories than typical rice. Oh my god, this is simply so good. Ridiculously good. Oh my god. Right, so you accept the fact, don't control it, and you just go on from there. And you create all these mechanisms that help you. Smaller plates, smaller portions. More variety of healthy, tasty foods. Less variety of unhealthy foods. Literally have less unhealthy foods at home. So you have to go and buy it if you want to have it. But have more healthy foods at home. So when you want to eat something, your easier choice is the healthy choice. It's simple as that. It's all you might have wanted to desire in a dish, in a sushi grilled maki, but half the calories and all the tastiness and almost no carbs. It's keto friendly, it's healthy, holy crap. It's very freaking healthy. It's ridiculous how healthy it is. Because no mixture of quick carbs and high fats. Just the fats and protein. No carbs here almost. And really, the cool thing here is that, according to this, you don't actually need to do much to lose weight, because you don't control anything anyway. What you have to do is to create an environment that facilitates weight loss or healthy eating. So you actually have to do very little in terms of restraining yourself, choosing better options, and so on and so forth. What you have to do is make it easier for yourself to eat healthy and according to your caloric needs, and harder to eat unhealthy and to go over your caloric needs. That's simply it. Very simple. And it's quite liberating then. Oh my god. This is so freaking amazing. Right, so as I said, the book is called Mindless Eating or Mindful Eating by Brian Wansink. I'll leave the link in the description of the video. If you haven't read it, please read it. You're gonna get so much out of it. Because really, knowledge is power. The more you know, you have just applied, and you're powerful. Right. Has been simply one of the best feasts I ever had. Holy crap. So good. Thank you all very much for being with me today. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll be the first one to know when I release another Keto Mukbang video. And then check out this playlist right here. It's gonna have many more healthy Keto Mukbang videos that you will definitely enjoy. I love you all and see you all again real soon.